Success doesn't come cheap in America. You have to earn everything you get, usually. And the harder you work, the bigger your success. If you sacrifice enough, you might even see your name on the side of a building. But not everybody can be Trump. Some people just don't have the tools to be successful. They need all the help they can get. And then you owe somebody something. Biden found that out the hard way. After the far left backed his campaign, old Joe was in their pocket. And today, Biden paid him back.
My campaign for president, I made a commitment. We will forgive $10,000 in outstanding federal student loans.
Joe just cut a $300 billion check to his base. So liberal grad students making six figures just got paid off. But Joe lied and said these are working class people.
Both of these targeted actions are for families who need it the most. Working and middle class people hit especially hard during the pandemic.
We read the fine print. And a family who graduated from Harvard Law, making $250,000 a year, gets bailed out by Biden. Biden's bribing Harvard Law grads with Joe the plumber's money, because more than half of the student loan debt's owned by people with graduate degrees. You know, the people that spent their 20s in school, racking up diplomas in gender studies, you know, like these people.
I'm not saying don't cancel the people who missed their payments debt. Definitely do. But cancel everyone else's too, because we're all struggling. Jack goes for every millennial out there.
If you've ever been in debt, you know it creates an exquisite level of emotional anguish. And only a sadist would take pleasure in watching someone go through that.
Emotional anguish. This is who Biden's bribing with your money. You saved and paid off your debt, or you didn't even take a loan out at all and you went to work. You get nothing, because people with PhDs are the real victims. So will Biden apologize?
I will never apologize for helping Americans working Americans middle class, especially not to the same folks who voted for a $2 trillion tax cut.
When Trump cut taxes, everybody that paid taxes got a tax cut. It was the same cut across the board, even. He didn't cut taxes just for white males in swing states before elections. And that's your money anyway. That's on your income. It's no one else's debt. Why should I have to pay for my neighbor's kids' grad school tuition anyway? Is the next president just going to start paying off people's mortgages who vote for him? Pay off people's car loans or people's credit card debts? Biden can't just cut checks to his favorite voters before an election. And what about inflation?
About $50 billion a year will start coming back into the Treasury because of resumption of debt. Independent experts agree that these actions taken together will provide real benefits for families without meaningful effect on inflation.
All right, you ready? So the Inflation Reduction Act he just passed was $740 billion. And this is $300 billion. So Biden just spent $1 trillion in August. Biden spent $1 trillion in August, and inflation's at a 40-year high. And he's telling us this isn't going to cause any inflation? Okay. And Biden doesn't even have the authority to do this, does he? I mean, I thought Congress had the power of the purse, right, Nancy?
People think that the President of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress.
So the president's just breaking the law, bribing voters, and Congress doesn't care. Where's Joe getting the money from? Is he just going to steal Nancy's purse and cut checks? Pelosi impeached Trump over a phone call. She said it was an obstruction of Congress and an abuse of power. How is Joe raiding the Treasury behind Congress's back and buying votes before an election not an abuse of power, not an obstruction of Congress? Congress doesn't care. The media doesn't care. The journalists are probably getting their loans wiped anyway. But the American people care. What about responsible parents who saved to send their kids to college and are now getting totally screwed?
Both of these targeted actions are for families who need it the most. Working and middle class people – hit especially hard during the pandemic.
American parents are very, very angry about this. This is a war on the working class. Workers with high school diplomas shouldn't be paying off loans for grad students. Biden's like the reverse Robin Hood. He's robbing the poor to pay the rich, and he's doing it right in front of our faces. You're going to be paying for this. This loan cancellation will cost the average taxpayer over $2,000 a year. And these liberal colleges are just going to jack up tuition now. Same thing happened with electric cars. Remember, the second the White House announced $8,000 rebates, Ford raised the price of an electric car $8,000. It's going to cost me $500,000 just to send Jesse Jr. to college. I'm going to have to be working 3 shows to pay for that. Does anybody even understand what hard work means anymore?
Because of student loan debt, there are many people who don't move out of their mama's basement, who can't save up money to buy a home, who don't start small businesses, who don't start a family. You relieve the debt burden some for those people, and we have more economic activity. In other words, canceling student loan debt is good for the people whose debt is canceled, but it is also good for our economy and the rest of America.
Oh, it's great. Wait a second, Warren. I thought the Biden economy was historic. If this economy is so good, we're not in a recession, why are people even living in their basements of their parents' house? Why can't they achieve the American dream? We created a lazy, overeducated culture, saddled in debt and begging for bailouts. What did you think was going to happen? It's only going to get worse. Do you think 10 grand is where it stops? It's only just getting started.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.